Thank you all. I'm thrilled, as I said, that you all come to document this wonderful part of TACC's history.
This is just an important time for us. It's an important time of remembrance.
I think there are times in life where it seems like the stars line up or the opportunity comes, and it was such an incredible time. The church was going through a transition. In the basement of St. Luke's, this is mid-70s, early 70s, we had an alternative high school for troubled high school kids.
That's right.
We had a community kitchen at the parish hall level, and had to come up the steps. And we thought, Peter's vision, this is a great training opportunity.
Bill Milliken was running the street academy.
Neil Shorthouse.
Neil Shorthouse, both of them. A lot of the men were coming in off the street asking for some money to have some food. And so the church had a way of giving them a piece of paper to go down to one of the restaurants and get something to eat. It came up about the fact that, we should be feeding them in the parish hall.
In a larger context, Peter, a lot of churches had left town. Everybody was going to the suburbs.
Right.
St. Luke's and All Saints said, we're going to make a stand and stay here. But then you had to make a big decision. You're going to open your doors, or are you going to lock your doors?
Yeah.
There are 50 community kitchens around town. I'd say very few had that deep foundation. That this is it's not just sandwiches and soup and coffee. This is deeper than that.
Those people needed somebody not to preach at them, but to be with them and to listen to them and to care for them. And also that was something that we were feeling, in regards to the people who came in for counseling.
We've had counseling centers for a long time, in congregations, and CPE's been around for a long time. I think what was unique here is we put those two together. For them to coexist in one place was something that we had, it was a tension that you had to live with.
Yeah.
And we used it as kind of grist for the mill, right? It was a part of.
Then in the time that Jimmy, who was the governor, Carter, and he, all of a sudden the big mental hospitals stopped, and a lot of those people were on the streets, and that's when we had a real surge at that point of people coming to St. Luke's because they had heard about it.
Right.
And that's why a place like TACC had to come along, to do real work, because it was not being provided at that point. We didn't think back then, we're going to create something that'll be here in 40, 45 years. We weren't thinking that way. And yet, and we've talked about this before, the Training Counseling Center, I don't know a place that's been so blessed with great leadership.
Absolutely.
All the way through the years. What I'm so thankful for is where I began here at St. Luke's, and the relationship with Peter and what I learned early on, theologically about the foundation. What I'm most proud of is that TACC is still here. A lot of ideas come and go, but how do you sustain something? Well, part of it is you keep embracing change, right? You keep hiring and have good leadership to sustain this vision and idea. And it be just as alive today, or even more alive, than it was 40 years ago. That's something we can say thanks for.